Last time on The Empire's Edge.
Apparently, like, the squishiness of you three is a revelation.
How much further till our destination?
Are we ready for me to cast Arcane Eye and send the eye forward so we could see what's going on?
Now, you also hear murmuring.
Yeah,
I
we
put
need
tallow
to
in my
stop.
ears.
We need to call a halt. They don't have a plan. They could walk right up to this thing. I say we stop and make a plan. Maybe we stop and make a flick-flackin' plan instead of like walk up to this thing.
Okay, so 30 feet away, I'm gonna try and get the mage hand to just kind of like push one of them.
And different portions of the sea seem to be forming like pseudopods and are coming up, out, and off of the shore. They're moving up over a lip in the shore line, to call that. And as you're looking at these things moving closer, you can see that there are a mass of mouths and eyes. You'd guesstimate it weighs maybe a couple hundred, maybe.
Are they moving in coordinated way?
Well, they're both moving up over the lip at about the same time.
Both as in two of them?
As in two of them.
And I remember us rolling some
Shoot it
wisdom
with an
saving
arrow.
throws. Well, what happened with my 10?
What, with your wisdom saving throw?
My wisdom saving throw.
Because you thought for a moment that you're about to be like completely paralyzed and drawn in by it, but proximity to Boris seems to have saved you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Being near Paladin. Thovit, however, was not in that sphere. Neither is Isk. But everyone has stopped moving at that point. But it did seem as though where Isk is still moving off to the left-hand side of the line, Thovit off to the right-hand side of the line is not moving. Now, a couple of the details. As you're looking at it, these things are grabbing onto hunks of stone that look more coral-like. Like it's a different kind of growth of plant that's down near the edge, like the lip that becomes the very shoreline that gradually comes up into where it's like fern-like things where you are. But they're moving at a pretty good pace up toward where you are now. On pseudopods extending.
So they're kind of just like biting into the ground and pulling
dragging
themselves
themselves forward, kind of.
Oh, no.
So the eyes are definitely watching in your direction. So you make eye contact, but then that eye gets folded under and other eyes come up. But the same sentience is driving it, and it's watching you as it's dragging itself, flipping itself over, moving forward. And it's closing at about like 10 feet per round. It's, relatively slow, but to see it coming out, there's not enough time to react.
Surprisingly quickly for a ball of body parts.
Right. And
goo.
It seems to be the one is moving straight toward Thovit, and the other one is crossing on almost a diagonal in front of you, but a little ways out in front of you, again toward Thovit. They seem to have focused on the fact that Thovit seems to be in some way under this thing's power. So we probably need to nits the whole way around.
I so much so just want to go, nope, and just walk away.
I am at my pinnacle. Damn it!
Yay!
Oh, you also rolled a natural 20.
Ooh, and I rolled an 18 and a natural 20.
For them or for us?
Never, for us, for me, the bad guys.
Oh.
I never roll that high.
You reacted to my 20 before I did.
22.
Oh, man. 25.
Oh. And it wasn't even like a by one thing, man.
So if something takes damage when they're in this hypnotized state,
Called a fugue state.
Is that possible that it could snap them out of it?
Depends on the spell effect. You should also roll your nit.
I already did.
Okay.
Oh, what'd you get?
What'd you get?
13.
Oh, all right.
Oh.
There was nothing to celebrate, so I didn't join in the merriment. I'm busy
I'm
concentrating.
not even going to tell you what it was.
All right, so Jacob, you're up first, and these things are about 50 feet away from you as they're coming up.
Okay. With a regular arrow, since I'm firing into an ocean, I'm not going to be sending any of mine.
Is regular arrow one of the owl feather?
No, regular is in nothing special about it. Since I'm
I think
firing.
you're not firing into the ocean. I think you're firing into like a piece it sent out. Are these things still attached to it?
You can't tell that at this point. They might have some kind of a tether on it, but you can't see from your angle.
But also, with any potential misses, might be the arrow sailing into the ocean. Fair. I want to use just my regular ones I don't care about.
Tricky to retrieve.
Yeah, so I'm just going to be using regular arrows at the moment.
The way they're silhouetted, you're exactly right, Jacob, that a miss would be like right into the main mass of the murmuring.
I'm going to be hitting Jello with a hammer. I did not think this through.
You see teeth and eyeballs flying. It's like a bad bar back in Quint Duchy.
Yeah, right.
15 to hit.
That's definitely a hit.
Nice. Okay. Then in between my shots, using my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark. 8 points of damage for the first shot, and then just another straight up roll for shot number 2. 19.
Also hits.
I was gonna say, I was like, should I re-roll that? It's kind of cocked, but it's a 6. It was definitely. And then Hunter's Mark damage on top of that. 11 points of damage.
What was the first damage you got?
8. Oh, and Colossus Slayer. That's another D8. So 14 for the second shot.
Instead of 11.
Instead of 11.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah, got it. So when those arrows go in, you can see them still protruding from a mouth, and as it rolls over, it just snaps the arrow as it bites through it and rolls itself, still continuing on.
Well, I'm not using my good ones.
Gross.
Yeah, but does it look damaged at all? Does it like
it really doesn't. Well, yes, it looks damaged when it came up over the surface of this. It looks
looks
like
no worse. It
it's
started
like
pretty bad.
It's more emotional damage.
a bag made out of eyeballs and mouths with some skin in between, and it's kind of mucusy like and gelatinous.
This episode's coming out after Halloween.
And so arrows went into it,
So,
and it just
if
kind of crunched on them.
If
Does
you
it
trick or treated, you picked a trick. I don't care what you actually said.
Do I actually feel like I did any damage to it?
You would think you would have,
Okay.
because it still seems like it's physical. It's a
Sharp, pointy thing went
corporeal
into it,
thing.
so-
Yeah, it's got to have hit something. Boris, you're at 22.
I'm not sure I want to play this anymore.
I'm leaving.
I, as a bonus action, am going to hex the other one, giving it disadvantage on, let's say, Constitution saving throws.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how close I want to get to this thing.
Yeah.
At least not right now. Not when it's in relative proximity to the rest of it. So I'm going to Eldritch Blast at it,
All right.
because I can do that literally all day.
Okay, twist it.
How's a 15? versus
Definitely
armor
hits.
class? Nice. D10 force and a D6 necrotic.
Ooh.
That is 10 total. 8 force and 2 necrotic.
Okay.
I think that's the first time I actually hit something.
So those things are closing, and as they're moving and coming up, it does look like there's some kind of a tendril still attached to, like, back behind over the lip. Like whatever's being extended out, it's not completely independent of the rest of that mass.
I'm not sure if that's better or worse. Actually, I do. I'm going with worse.
That was so their rounds are movement, and they're still heading. It looks like toward Thovid. Zelen, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to cast Call Lightning. Am I allowed to do that in this space?
The space where you are exactly, I think you had to have like 100-foot ceiling height, or was it 200 feet of height?
I thought it was 60.
I thought it was 62.
The storm
It wouldn't
created
be something so small.
100 feet directly above you.
Yeah, so directly above you,
Um,
there's not 100 feet. Out there is.
Right.
So if you're standing on the Murmuring Sea, you can cast
Yes,
Cold Lightning.
but not where you are.
Okay, what about Moonbeam?
Yes.
Yeah, Moonbeam, I don't think it had a...
Yeah. Technically,
40
are we
foot
within
height, or-
100 feet of the sea?
Yes.
So technically, you could cast Call Lightning, just not over these things.
Oh, yeah, so you wouldn't be able to strike them.
You could blast the Murmuring Sea, really wake it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'll also be attacking the sky and not us. We just
assume.
distract it. Maybe.
It's all a matter if it has eyes on you.
So is it a undead or a construct?
No.
So maybe I'll cast Blight instead.
Okay.
Do your thing.
Sorry, I'm unprepared for this situation.
Well, spells are always the most complicated. There's so much to know. But go ahead and read the description so we all know. And
It's
then,
a 4th level spell. I'm going to save my 4th level spells
Okay,
because these things seem smaller.
Then what is it you're doing?
I'm going to do Moonbeam.
All right.
Sorry.
No.
I'm
Go ahead.
It's
Just
a
do it.
classic.
Moonbeam.
Like, Moonbeam sounds like electricity. Wait a minute.
And that's a con save for me, DC 16?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you only get one
No,
of them, or
con,
are they close enough?
it's 17. Is DC, what's DC 16 mean?
No, your spell save DC? That number I was asking you about
It says
earlier?
con 17. Save DC is 17.
For you as Zelen as a
Yeah,
player?
for Zone is a character.
Yeah, I think, sure.
It says save DC 17.
There you go.
All right.
Ha.
We'll go with that.
How constitutional? Fortuitous? What's the word? How con savvy do these people, the monster mouth things
Hardy?
seem. Hardy,
Here you
Is he catching both of them?
go. What's the area of effect?
10 feet.
It's a 5-foot radius.
Oh, no,
Oh,
you're going to
10-foot
target one or
diameter.
the other. So you
Target
tell me,
mine. It's a
tell me
disadvantage.
left or right.
I'll target his. It's a disadvantage.
So we'll call that the right one.
Okay.
I like that. That's great.
8 and 6, 14 points of damage.
I thought it was 3d10. Oh no, that's if you cast
That's
it
if
at a
I
higher
cast
level.
at a higher
That's right.
level. I want to
it's a-
save some of my higher level.
Fair enough.
It's a disadvantage on that con save.
Yeah, I'd already
Oh,
rolled the
okay,
first
okay,
one,
okay.
and that was the second one.
I only saw the one, so never
Yeah.
mind.
Dang it.
Well, that was the low one.
Yay!
Hey.
The upper
Oh.
one was a 19.
Hey.
Ooh,
Yeah, so, and their plus was a 3.
Hey,
solid.
it's a lot. Well, hold on. I don't like that we're getting more information than we usually do. Why are you being so forthcoming with information?
Because he's got a literal ocean of these.
Something
Yeah.
bad is going to happen.
There's a lot of them.
Have I mentioned that I hate this?
Top of
Thus
the next
far, you
round,
actually haven't.
Jacob.
Oh, wow. That was fast. Shoot it again. Which one was I attacking?
Call it the left-hand one.
Okay, so Hunter's Mark on him still. That would be a 25 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Hunter's Mark, regular bow damage, and Colossus Slayer. Go. 9, 13, 20 points of damage. Fighting again. 25 to hit also. And no Colossus Slayer, just Hunter's Mark. 12, 19 points of damage.
Great hits.
Nice. Yeah.
And it does seem as though you're weakening the thing.
Good.
It also could be that it's stretching out on whatever that tendon is that's apparently attaching it to the rest of the Murmuring Sea. But it seems diminished in some
I
capacity.
don't know if we can sever that tendon. If it like loses its connection to the sea, does it just go?
Are you
On the
running
ground.
up?
No, I mean like
Just
with an
thinking.
arrow.
Just thinking.
I want to stab that guy, but he's all the way over there.
All right, Boris.
How far away are they?
They're at about 30 feet now.
Yeah, I will move to advance to the right-hand one.
All right.
What's happening
And-
with Thovid? Or
It's being targeted. I'm guessing because it also fumbled. the save.
okay, is he still walking forward, or did he stop with us?
He's still just standing still.
Okay,
Oh, thank heaven for small mercies, I guess.
So how close are you getting to it?
So if you close the whole 30, you're right up on it.
that was
Yeah.
a
You get
DM
one attack
question.
if you wanted to, could you not?
No, I get 2 because I get 2 attacks with an action. That's 3.5.
Get out of here, 3.5.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
The one thing 5th edition is better at,
Okay.
though
So,
it's really easy to work
You
around
move
it.
your 30. It's the one to the right-hand side, the one that was closer to Thovit.
And attacking with hammer.
All right. So did anybody else move up?
Not yet.
No,
Okay.
I'm still staying at range.
Got it.
Yeah. First attack. So, wow. 14 versus armor class.
Hits?
Nice.
Well, it's just squishy. There's not a lot to protect it. It would be easier than hitting a person, really.
And the second attack is a 22 versus armor class.
Yeah, both.
Nice. I think I will second level spell slot smite with both of these attacks. I need
I think 1, right?
yes.
Haha.
Okay, you got it.
Because they're not. Are they undead or fiends?
No.
Cool.
We're just understanding like nonverbal speech at the moment now, just knowing that was like, oh, he needs the
Holds a hand out
D8s.
with that
It's-
spell. He needs his
we're
D8s,
starting to
right.
learn.
As soon as he said smite, I was like, oh, I can grab my D8s. Here you go.
Okay, so that is 12 magic bludgeoning, 16 radiant, and 3 necrotic for 31 points of damage.
31 points of damage, yeah.
I'm getting better at math. And
So proud of you.
second attack. Yeah, I'm actually really surprised. I took calculus like 4 times. And the
Hey.
second one is 11 magic bludgeoning.
16 again. Nice. Sorry.
Yeah.
You wanted to do that math.
Thank you for rescuing me.
My external calculator has told me that.
Yeah, right. Sorry, I was just blown away by the concept of an internal calculator.
It's your brain.
Oh, I have one of those? 17. Wow, 27. 29 total.
Nice.
Do you need me to
No,
divvy
the
that
last
up?
two were necrotic.
The last one was necrotic.
Okay.
It was 11 magic bludgeoning, 1 necrotic, the rest radiant.
Was that 16?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Then that made it 28.
Oh.
However many.
Math
Many,
numbers.
Many, many.
I paladin, I don't
So,
math.
so long as it has the negative in front of it.
So long as I am doing damage and not healing it.
Then they are continuing to close across this distance. A third one is rolling up onto that edge.
No.
And it looks like that swarmy thing is drifting into your direction from out over there.
So they're continuing to close, and this one provokes an attack of opportunity for me?
That,
Oh, is he closing on Thovid?
yeah, it still seems as though it's not there. But at this point in the round, I need everyone to make wisdom saving throws.
Shit. I should have moved up with you. Oh, big numbers, no whammies. Son of a
All right, let's hear it. What's the news?
14.
It's actually not as bad as I thought. Okay, 15.
26.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I think for your character, that's not going to matter a whole lot, Boris.
Yeah. At this current level, I can still be frightened. That won't last very long.
Should we
though.
back up and make a plan?
Kill the thing.
Let me hear it again. So, Zelen, what was your save?
14.
And yours was?
15.
All right, so at this point, the two of you have been, like, by this, the continuing of this murmuring that sometimes goes to shrieking, this gibbering, you have both kind of lost your focus, and you seem to have been like you're now in a trance-like state, that you're non-reacting.
But I rolled not... Oh, that's a high DC. I don't like this at all. We should go back and make a plan.
Thank you!
No plan, just kill.
Can't do anything now.
No give, only throw.
And then Zelen, at that, I keep rolling the wrong die. Give me an 8-sider. There we go. Zelen, you are just standing there doing nothing.
Oh, is this like insanity?
And Jacob,
Doesn't the stuff in my ears help?
not really.
I think it should.
That and then Isk also failed his save. Oh, damn it. Everyone's just standing there. And Thovit's doing Thovit is moving and attacking to be one of two things that's in range to him. He's attacking Boris.
Question.
Yeah.
Is this a charm effect? Because then once he moves
Then he
within,
moves into your
within
your
10 feet of
range.
me and is free of it.
Right.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And that's an automatic, right?
Yes.
Because of that. Yeah, so Boris, you like perfectly, you look over your, as this thing's right in front of you, hit it, you see a shadow moving up, you're like, oh, Thovit's coming to help. Wait, he's directing his weapons, those hook-like spike things at me, and then he gets close to you and comes to himself and redirects himself toward that extended arm of the sea itself. And rolls a 15 and hits it and does some pretty decent damage to it in that hit in itself. The rest of you are just in the background not doing. So you're probably aware of this, Boris, that in the next moment you'd expect something from Zelen, and it doesn't happen. You'd expect something from Jacob, and it doesn't happen. Or maybe Isk, because they seem to be kind of holding back. Even Isk wasn't reacting, waiting for things to be in a position where he would defend you guys.
Right.
And then it's these two things again. With that, the other one of these two extensions of creatures has turned the short distance and is now closing on, let's see, 1-2 Zelen, no, I should say 1-2 Isk, 3-4 Jacob, 5-6 Zelen. 5-6.
You didn't direct it to the NPC.
He's closing on the Zelen.
You think I won't remember that?
You're insane. You're not even aware of it.
I don't think any of us will remember this. That's why I was thinking 5 or 6, because Jacob's not himself right now.
That must be it. And it'll be closing on Zelen in the next round. And then we're back down to Boris again.
I don't like not having a turn.
Yeah, I'm going to delay until... Which one's next to me, Thovit?
Yes.
Until it's Thovit's, so we can move together, and then moving back to where the party is. Assuming... Is this one dead?
No.
Okay.
It isn't.
Then I will delay till Thovit's, and then kill this thing.
All right, then, so roll your attack, I suppose.
Yes. How bad is it looking, relatively speaking?
It looks horrible.
It looks horrible. It has a number of, bashed out teeth and a number of shadows around its eye. So
good to know I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
In order to even walk, it's curb stomping itself.
Natural 20.
Yes.
Nice.
Okie dokie. I think I will do my last. Well, I still got 2 in the ring. So yeah, another second level. I've got one from you.
You've already have it, yeah.
Actually, no, I need that because crit.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. Double damage die.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it's still hexed.
Wow. How many 8s did you just roll?
6.
6 8s.
Oh, no, one of those was a D.
5.
Yeah, one of those was a D6.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, bumped that. Okay, that is 18 physical, 5 necrotic. Was that a 3? And 14 radiant.
Nice.
So,
Is
yeah,
it dead?
40. It is.
Oh,
When you do
good.
that, with that final, it's almost like it's like a deflated bag in a way. All the mouths and all the eyes are still there, but they're in this kind of shriveled looking extension of a pseudopod, like somebody deflated some kind of a lawn ornament. And then that
Worst
extension,
Halloween ornament ever.
Oh,
that
God.
extension, that could actually be a marketing thing. Then that thing,
Copyright.
that oh well, theft. That pseudopod draws back over to what goes, and it's back over the lip of that, and is now back into the murmuring sea itself.
Gross. Picking an elbow and pulling Thovit by it
Okay, so
to
you,
move us both so that I'm enveloping as much of the party as I can.
yeah,
in
you
my
didn't
aura.
move before your attack round, so you
Right.
can move, I guess, your full 30.
Yeah.
Back in that direction. Okay, so you're right back near where they are.
Yeah, and bringing him with me because I'm not sure I can actually communicate to him directly.
Yes, you would not be able to. It's attacking Zelen.
Clickety, clicking.
On your round, Zelen, what's your armor class without your dexterity adjustment?
Would he have moved in
Yeah,
range by this point,
30
though?
feet. I move. It's still my init once I move.
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm saying. Like, as
you
soon as he
both are
gets
in
there.
my aura again now that I've moved back and to envelop you in my
Oh,
aura.
good point. All right, so suddenly you're aware of yourselves again, and this thing is right in front of you, Zelen, and not Jacob.
Okay.
So, just regular armor class. What is that?
What is your regular armor class?
It's weird to throw the regular terminology in front of it because there is
My
only
armor
one.
class is 16.
Yeah, there
Okay.
you go.
There
I don't know if that is regular or irregular.
Yeah, that
Irregular.
there's
We've got a
there's
new
only
one.
one armor class in 5th
Irregular.
edition.
Yeah, there really is. I shouldn't have said it that way.
Yeah, but I mean, I liked the flat-footed and all that stuff from 3.5 because
Yeah.
it's situational.
Mm-hmm.
It tries to bite you, but is unable to. All
Okay.
right, then let's see. That was
Thank goodness for
Zelen,
click-clackety
Tyrant,
armor.
Jacob. You're round.
I'm myself again.
What you see is there's a swarm of something moving through all of those floating things. It's coming closer, like as though it's drawn to the sound, or maybe that there's squishy things that could be food being battered around, and it seems to be drawn toward it. The closer it gets, it looks less like it's a creature unto itself, but that it is a swarm of things moving. Like if it was like a flock of birds, it's coming in your general direction right now.
How long do I think I have
Why does
before
this
it
get
gets
more
here?
cursed as it goes on?
Maybe just a round or two.
Okay. Does it look solid enough, like it could take an arrow?
It is a mass that if you put an arrow into it, it's definitely going to be hitting something.
Okay, I will aim at that because, like, if I thought, like, oh, we had a couple rounds, then kill this thing, get our juice, and go. But no, I will fire again, completely mundane arrow at the mass using my bonus action to swap. Can I even target it as a thing if I'm like targeting a coalition of?
If it's a swarm, that is technically a creature by 5th edition's reckoning.
Yeah.
Then I target the swarm with my hunter's mark. A math numbers. 15 to hit the swarm.
And you hit the swarm.
With a nat, too.
I
Isn't being high level great?
I wasn't going to tell him that. Okay. Is it for any reason below its hit point maximum?
It is not.
Okay. So just regular old.
Okay, hang on.
Wouldn't it be?
Well, is it? I mean, a couple of them have died.
Yeah, but that's its hit point maximum. That's how a swarm's hit points work.
Okay.
It took damage from
Out there.
Yeah.
But it's not like a new swarm.
You could rule it as a new swarm, but it did technically take damage.
That's kind of weird because that was.
Oh, like they're all coming out of the same coalition.
Well, yeah, because some of the members of the swarm died, but there's not an injured creature in this current swarm of things.
Yeah. Again, by the stats in 5th edition,
Yeah.
a swarm is a creature. It taking hit point damage is representative of members of the mass either dying or leaving. then when a swarm is slain, there are still survivors, but they just flee because they're not fighting anymore. Technically speaking, the swarm took damage.
Yeah, so,
in its most technical.
Yeah, taking all that in, and it's not actually part of the sea in this. It just is one of the things in this environment.
The scavengers in this ecosystem.
Right. So I'm fine with that ruling. That makes sense to me too. So for listeners out there, it is a slightly lesser swarm than what it was. So let's go with that. Yeah, Jacob, we'll say that it's taken damage prior.
I will take it. All right. Off the table. 6 plus 7, 13 points of damage.
And that definitely does damage to it.
And then the other arrow, 20 unnatural to hit.
And that definitely hits.
Ooh, and then just Hunter's Mark, 14 points of damage.
All right, so taken.
And then I will use my move action to move on the other side of Boris from the thing.
Okay, so as that happens, there is such a screech that's let out from this thing.
Which thing?
From that swarm that's moving, that as it's doing that, it is like making called a blast of sound that is impacting an area in front of itself.
So we're seeing the actual compression in the air from the sound waves?
I would think so. If it was a movie,
Sonic
absolutely.
boom.
Yeah,
that is, as a group of people that have never in their lives seen a sonic boom, that is terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
You actually the compression of the air itself. And when that happens, it doesn't seem that compression dissipates before it reaches where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's fairly short of it. But within that area, a whole bunch of those drifters seem to have been caught into that area. And almost immediately, there's like some kind of a blast of something come from those. Their light goes this white, bright, and then they're gone. And then another one is gone. It comes back in. There's another blast and it's gone. And you can see that whatever happened with that thing of that swarm, it's affecting each one of these drifters, these drifters over the sea, these sea drifters, as though it was damaged, it was injured by it, and whether it's a defensive reaction.
And there's some kind of a detonation and it teleported?
And they do a thing, and it is suddenly somewhere else, but that detonation has affected another one. You can see them cascading, not just toward you, but in a circle the whole way around with this blast.
Oh, this is going to be bad.
That blast is going to be at you when I say next round.
Oh, God.
Oh, crap.
Visually, this sounds like it looks really cool. Like you...
We're seeing like kind of a cascading like shockwave of like brilliant
like
light.
Bombs going off.
And it's like, oh, crap. I don't know what that is, but I don't like none of it.
Here it comes and it's getting closer to us.
I don't like how potentially slow it's moving either.
That it's a matter of how far they are from each other and like which ones overlap.
I still was able to hit it with an arrow though.
Well, you hit the swarm.
Yeah.
These are the drifters doing their thing.
Oh, the drifters are doing this.
Yeah, so that blast that the swarm let out, like they all, and as you see them, they're bat-like, the individuals, they're close enough to see that.
Right before they fall into the sea from one of those explosions.
And when these explosions are happening, and the ones that are close, we'll see that. Some of them are being numbed like they were away across the way some time ago. All right.
Freaky. No like.
All right, so that blast wave is coming toward you.
I can cast wall.
And it's
Stop talking!
Stop talking! It's my turn!
And it's
your turn!
Zelen, go!
I cast Wall of Thorns, and I want to create like as much of a basket over us as I can to encompass all of us good guys.
I think we determined that before we can make it dome shape.
And if the edges can slice the cord that's connecting the Malther things to the big ocean, I want to do that too.
You guys really need a camera for this.
Okay, so
welcome to the Thunderdome?
Thornderdome?
How far away from your current position, like, is the outer wall? Because it's going completely around you and over you.
So you choose to make the wall.
That's like how far from you is the front edge of that dome?
I'm gonna make it so that it encloses us.
So is it centered on you? Is
Yes.
it close to you? Are you at the back of the dome?
Oh, good
That's what I'm
point.
saying.
Let's see.
I would say, let me think where we are.
You have a range of 120 feet.
I think I want us in the center.
Okay, yeah.
I want
So
us in
kind
the
of
center.
the mass of the party.
Yep.
Okay. And what is the dimensions, the radius of the dome?
It has a 20-foot diameter, and it's up to 20 feet high
So 10-foot radius.
and 5
okay.
feet thick.
So it's not going to accidentally encompass like one of the mouthers. They're still on the outside of that. So that's very cool.
I thought one of the mouthers was adjacent to Zelen.
Yeah. One to try to
I meant
bite me.
the last one that's coming up.
the third one, yeah.
The third one, yeah. So, yeah, that one can't help but be
Yeah.
inside that area.
Yeah, but maybe it could cut its cord.
Yeah, I'll look at that too.
And push comes to shove, we hit it with sticks.
Right, yeah. And sharp metal sticks. All right, so that happened. And Isk like goes down on all fours. Like he like drops at that point, not
All sixes?
expecting all sixes, yeah, sorry. Because not expecting that just to come up out of nowhere, that thing happened. So that was definitely out of his experience too, even though he's been here at the sea before. And then that wave hits. So let me just roll a thing about what I think would happen when that.
If it affects your perceptions at all, the wall does block line of sight. Yeah, I'm not sure
Okay,
where that interacts, but
got it.
it's a reasonable thought.
That is reasonable. All right. So with that cascade, that the force of that blast is definitely stopped short of that. But then in the next moment, there are still like 6, 8 of those drifters inside this area too. And where a couple of them seem unfazed, one of them goes boosh, and blows up in that same way. And it starts to blow up on the inside of what's happening in here. Now, with that, let me roll this as well.
Well, it sounds greatly reduced either way.
It does look as though that cord could be damaged, the way that it came to that was attaching to that pseudopod that was on that one that was closest to you. The other one is blocked out from where that is. The other one, or the one that actually did explode, I have to roll to see if it cascades to the others that are in here. Rolling dice. All right, so fewer of them are going than what it seemed it did before that wave actually happened. But I need everyone to roll charisma saving throws.
And everybody's within 10 feet of me now, right?
Yeah, everyone still is.
Yeah, so you guys are getting +4s for that.
Natural 20.
Because that gives it to you for everything,
Nice.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
And my charisma is a 2, so thank God.
All right.
Your charisma is a +2.
My charisma is a +2.
Okay, so within 10 feet of that, you're all together. Right
Even
there.
with
Jacob's
my
off to the
lashes
one
on.
side.
31.
Zelen and Boris take 8 points of damage.
Is that affected by the saving throw?
No, that second throw is a separate thing from it. Jacob, you take 7 points of damage. Rolling for Isk.
You said I take 8?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jacob 7, Zelen 8. And then another one of these things blow. And what was your, I see you a natural 20 on this side.
Yeah.
What did you roll, Jacob, for that save?
Natural 1.
Natural. Right.
For
Okay.
a total of...
We'll get to that in
You
a
said
second.
plus
Four.
what? +4?
And then another one of these things blow, and
10?
it is Zelen and Boris are taking 6 points of damage. And then a separate one,
Oh,
Jacob,
no.
an additional 5.
Oh no.
And then for Is.
I'm attached to my life force.
I need cast umbrella.
What?
You essentially did. What kind of damage are we taking?
It is as though it's like a migraine. It's like screaming in your head. It's
Oh.
like pain between your ears.
Ah,
That you're not aware of the physical something of it.
Psychic.
It would be exactly psychic damage. Jacob, 3 more points of damage. Zelen and Boris, another 7 damage. As these things have exploded around you, it does seem mitigated. There are a bunch of the drifters. There's still light from these things in here.
Mhm.
They're still floating around. About half of them detonated in this, and they were re-teleported. Some still in here, some back outside of here. Some did not go off at all. So it does look as though your wall of thorns did like stop that
Yeah.
shock of
I'd
sound
rather
that-
take 11 psychic damage than however much that wave was.
Yeah.
than what had actually happened there. But I do need 2 more saving throws from both Zelen and Boris.
Okay, that's 31 for my first one.
8. And then plus, do I get his
His
plus 10?
his
Yeah,
4.
you get your
My
wisdom,
plus 4.
wisdom or charisma.
It's a charisma saving throw.
Yes.
And
whatever
whatever
it
your
says for your
charisma
so
adjustment
8,
is.
10, 14,
Okay. And yours was?
my first was a
right?
31.
8
My
plus
second
2 plus
Yeah.
his 4.
And then,
was
then do a third one too, Zelen.
My second was a 22.
Just roll until you fail.
And my third was a 28.
Okay, so when all that happens and it's done, it's finally quiet inside here. Well, we won't have that much time to react because
Hardly
this thing's gonna
quiet.
attack again. Yeah,
There's a mouther right there.
Yeah, there's an attacker right here. Zelen, what was your third saving throw?
Unnatural 20.
Okay, yeah. So you're not stunned by this. You're not held by it. Boris, same thing. Jacob, you are.
Damn it.
You are stunned into paralysis, and it's not a charm the same as those things before. It's like a different effect that's causing this. But it's psychic in its origins. So you're staying there shocked. Oh, and I didn't roll one for the first one.
Sorry, just general.
Yes, you with the flapping
Third
arms.
one, and then
How do I know how much damage
Thovit.
my darts do?
It'll tell you next to the
Thovit.
Bruce the plus to hit.
Oh, under actions.
Thovit drops the same way that Isk did, and currently neither of them are moving either in defending themselves or to attack.
Okay.
Zelen, what's the duration of the thing of thorns? Is it just like a flash and it's there, or does it last some rounds?
I don't know. Let me check.
Okay, Boris, you about to say something?
I was just saying that they seem to be paralyzed too then.
Yeah,
Or, whatever the stunning effect is.
and then once Zelen relates at the
Concentration up to 10 minutes.
okay, so
And I think she has to make some concentration checks, right?
Yeah,
Because damage taken.
Yeah, so 3 DC 10 Constitution. Or, I forget if it's a saving throw or not. Give me just a moment.
okay, and then we're gonna be
But wait a minute,
eclipsing
I use
Jacob's
my-
turn.
Staff to do it. Does that matter?
You're still maintaining your concentration.
Yeah.
Right. But so Jacob is paralyzed, and then it's going to be Boris at 22. Wants to make a determination about if Zelen needs to do saves.
I'm going at the same, because of how delay
yeah.
works.
He now his entire initiative has changed.
Yeah. So
He's now
I
just ahead of.
perpetually now go at the same time as
as Thovit.
Thovit, yeah. I
Okay.
almost said Fisk.
Okay.
That sounds familiar.
Fisk?
Fisk. Is
You're
that?
probably thinking of Fisk, the surname of Wilson Fisk from the Spider-Man.
No. I'm thinking like
okay,
I feel like
do
a
I have
game
to roll
we've played.
something?
Yes. It is a Constitution saving throw.
So roll 3 d20s. Just you can roll them all at the same time.
Yeah.
And add your Constitution saving throw number.
Plus 4 because you're
For all
within
of
10 feet of me.
Yeah.
To each of them.
Well, damn.
They're totaled separately.
Yeah.
You're
But-
trying to get above 10.
One of those I don't think.
Yeah, I think
One
she,
is a 1.
Yeah.
Okay,
Did you have a plus 9 to your Constitution?
What's your Constitution saving throw?
No,
Saving
it's plus 3.
Then 4 from me.
So that's 3 and 4, so that's 8.
Okay, yeah. So
Yep.
the DC for this would all be 10, yeah.
Okay, so then
So-
that means the wall of thorns disappears?
So
Yep.
when you took those damages, so it's already gone.
Okay.
Just that fast again.
Arguably, if it was going to take damage, it would have in the moment of it appearing. So if that cord can be severed by the piercing damage and by the wall of thorns, it would have happened.
Would have happened by now. Yeah. So it
And it's a 7d8.
Yeah, it's a dex save.
Is
Yeah,
the-
actually, when the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 7d8 piercing, or half as much on a successful save. So if it can take piercing damage, it has.
yeah. So go ahead and roll that.
Yay!
Because
Here you go. Here's
I-
a couple
I-
more.
I rolled to save
Here's
just
one
a little
more.
One more.
My
There you
only
go.
one.
Now roll
Alright.
all your d8s over there. There you go.
because I already rolled to save a little bit ago when we were first talking about this, and it had failed. Okay,
Nice.
So that's 10, 20,
32.
32.
And it collapses that same kind of like deflated bag,
Nice.
and the thing drains. It draws it backwards
I-
again.
So target the...
Was it cut?
Um,
Was the tendril cut? Or...
it was cut most of the way through. That was still hanging on to it. It wouldn't take much to actually, if you want to make a move to
Yeah, I'm
cut
gonna
the last little bit to stop
plant
it.
my boot on it.
Yeah. So is that
Just past the tear, so that as it continues to pull, it just tears the rest of the.
so?
tear.
As it continues to pull, because the mass of the whole thing is behind it,
Mhm.
it does, and it snaps and pulls away. And so this
Get the
deflated
balls.
bag of a thing is right there.
Yeah,
I
Because this was part of it.
yeah. I agree. Okay.
I'm,
So do you have the bowls?
I'm
Do we have them
paralyzed. I'm paralyzed.
I'm not. I'll get your bowl.
Everybody else is paralyzed. Yeah.
I'm not paralyzed.
No,
Yeah.
no. I mean,
Okay,
apart from the two of you.
I'll get
yeah.
his bowl. It's, I
Yeah.
wonder if we're allowed to do it to him, for him.
If my that is a question.
Just reenact that scene from Ghost and just hold the bowl in my hands. as
There
you-
we go. There we go.
But do you remember that Shatask was very specific about you're
Yeah,
not
that it has to be
proving
him.
that somebody else can do your thing for you.
I'm gonna. Are we allowed to do things?
You're out of a combat phase.
Wait,
Okay,
what
I'm
is
gonna
the
pinch
spell
Jacob.
that caused the paralyzing thing? Do I get any sort of a save if I take additional damage? If it's a mental thing?
Or
It was
repeat saving throws?
It was an ability of the creature. I would think a repeated saving throw, like on your round.
End of my turn, I can make another save?
Is it technically a disease or a poison?
It is not.
Then never mind.
All right. So yeah. So at the
Can I pinch him and wake him up?
you could try slapping him around a little
I'm
bit.
going to start doing that. Smack, smack, smack.
Wake up!
Send him after me, will you? Smack, 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 smack.
Was that charisma?
Yes.
That makes it plus how much from you?
4.
4 for me.
Plus
Yeah.
9, 21.
You're
Yes,
welcome.
That made it. You wake up.
All right, so let's
Get your bowl.
scoop.
Yeah. I grab my bowl. I don't drink it.
Yeah. So we take a moment and breathe, so you don't start hyperventilating. But yeah, we scoop some portion, using rock or something if we have to.
As you are doing this, you realize a truth of it, that with each time this thing was damaged, I was describing it as like a deflated bag, that you think you have enough for 2.
Damn it. What about
Okay.
the other one that you killed? Can we get to that one?
I think that one already
It was
schlepped
already
back
drawn
into.
back
Oh, it already got
into
sucked
it.
back in.
How far are we from the actual shore itself?
And is
you're
that
like-
one that was approaching still approaching?
About 4. No, I said it had already drawn back
Ah, okay.
with all this happening.
Yeah, because I'm thinking
So
we
it's
fill up
still
my
a
2
good
bowls and we still do your
40
mage hand thing. You just send your bowl over and
No,
actually
we
get it
can't.
from the
Does
mast.
that count?
It's 40 feet away.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah,
he's still controlling it.
You two fill up yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
are they bowls so that we can't like cap them and still come and help you?
It's like
I've been saying container.
Yeah.
they're not bowls that are sealed. There is no like gasket or something that if you drop this on the way back, they'd probably expect you to go back and do it again.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very carefully carried the whole way back for like 4 or 5 days.
I would still make the argument that you controlling a mage hand and dipping into the actual ocean itself is still you doing the thing.
Yeah, it's me using my power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
versus summoning some other creature to do
Yeah.
something. Yeah, splitting a hair maybe, but that's how I'd interpret it.
Well,
and,
yeah.
and I'm the DM.
That's their society too. They're
right.
built on splitting
It's my
hairs.
opinion that matters. It's my situation.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I will first use a ring of spell storing.
Solving your puzzle with a cantrip.
I am going to cast protection from evil out of the ring of spell storing on myself. So
All
I've
right.
got that. That requires my concentration. Mage hand does not, right? Let me just double check that.
check that. So as you two are getting the last little bits out you can, scooping it with the edge of this chitin, the lid that goes onto the thing, you do think you've done what you're supposed to have done. And within those couple of minutes while you're doing that, both Isk and Thovit seem to snap back out of it, and they right themselves again, and they're looking to see what's taking place. They look down to it, and they're making some chirping sounds, clickety sounds, but you would think it sounds like they're like kind of good jobbing it, but you need to do some kind of an insight to see.
I'll make an insight to see. Maybe we know enough about them to
Yeah, me
understand
too.
some of the clicks. I don't know how they were.
26.
7.
Yeah, well, if you're talking to each other about this, wait, what are they talking about? You're like, yeah, Zelen says, I get this. I think they're saying that is sufficient, that
Okay.
this fluid that came out of it, because it isn't just a liquid like it's saliva.
Right.
This is other kinds of bodily fluids, but apparently fluid out of the Murmuring Sea is game. Yeah,
Got
it didn't matter what. It could have been like just like what's the eyeball juice called? Because of the V, yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't need to know.
There's a kind of
Pedialyte?
vampire in 3.5 that goes after that.
Has
I
that,
know
yeah.
that.
But
Vitritis.
vitreous?
Yeah.
Yeah, vitreous. Vitreous humor. That's it.
Yeah.
Vitreous humor. Like why?
Okay, so we've got ours. So what are you going to do?
So I've cast protection from good and evil on myself, and I will walk.
Does that help you not be charmed?
That I can't be charmed. Because I'm a paladin of sufficient level. That prevents me from getting hit by stuff.
Okay, so I can call a whole poop ton of rats, which should then get one of these mouthers up here to us. If we could then immediately cut the cord.
I'm just gonna try and sneak up on it because
Oh my gosh, you're stressing me out.
Yeah, but I'm going to stay with him too, because as soon as he gets far away, if it tries to do any more of those saving throw
Okay,
things.
you guys back off then.
No, we have to stay within 10 feet of you, because if it tries to do any more of those
Go
things.
away.
Okay.
Go back up to like
Back
safe
up
spot.
where the-
Naturally.
where the
But
safe
then you'll
line
be
was.
leaving you all by yourself.
Yes.
And
Oh my gosh.
He
this
wants to be
stresses
left.
Me out.
let him be alone with a sea full of mouths. By the way, when you were asking what the eyeball fluid was, the first thing that popped in my head is Similac, and that is definitely baby formula.
Learned something about you today.
It's like that sounds like it could be like, what's the stuff in your eye? It sounds sciencey, but no. I googled it to make sure if I knew what I was talking about, and I don't. I do not.
You should have just said it and been mocked by the internet.
And wasn't that the guy that invented it? That was his last name, I think, wasn't it?
Oh, might be. I don't know.
No,
Who
I-
knows?
I don't
Imagine
think it-
going through life like that.
No, it's simulation of lactated material. So no, it's not. All right. So anyway, you two have backed off.
Yeah.
It looks like Isk and Thovit want to go with you.
Yeah, I told them
Lord.
to stay as well.
So how are you telling them?
Pointing at one, presenting flat hand like stop, pointing at the other, stop.
All right, let me just roll a save of that.
Oh heck, I'll think it real hard at
The other one.
yeah.
I don't think. Oh
At
god.
Shatask.
Shatask.
I don't think Shatask came in here with us.
No, she
Yeah,
didn't.
but
She's
I've been
at the bottom
thinking
of
at
the
her
stairs.
previously.
She's monitored you guys the whole time.
Yeah, so
Oh.
I'll think it as Shatask to then relay to the two of them. I didn't want to do that in combat because I needed more immediate response, but we're not in a pitched fight right now.
They give you a salute with their hooked weapons, and they turn about.
Cool.
They head back up to where Zelen and Jacob are already moving what had been the deadline where they first gave you direction to move further down.
Okay.
Is that still within 120 feet of him?
No, by the edge of the shore, once he gets down to the edge of the shore, he'll be about 150 feet away.
What?
Can I stay within 120 feet?
Only if you are, then you could be exposed to the gibbering mouth or the ginormous one's abilities and effects.
What are you trying to do?
Stay within 120 feet of you so I
Why?
can help, because then I can cast crap to help you if you need help.
Yeah, you've already cast Pass Without Trace. It'll be fine.
Fine.
All right, so everyone's backed off. Boris, you're at the place where that initial combat had happened.
Okay.
It seems as though the sea has calmed itself back down again.
All right. Yeah, I will take off my armor. I knew you'd do that. And then I will sneak up. towards it.
And you can tell that back where
To
you are,
within 30 feet of it.
you could roll it as
That was beautiful.
what you're reading the things. What's that called again? I can't think. My brain's starting to go. But Isk and Thovit are shocked that he's removing his carapace. That is well beyond what they thought was even a possible thing to do.
Yeah.
It would take you a handful of minutes to do that.
Yeah,
Let me
sure.
just see if the sea is
I am
reacting
pacing in a circle right now.
in
Yeah, I
any
know.
way.
You're sitting at a table in the basement of your house.
In different areas, the sea churns more or less. Like there'd been a squall in the sea right here at this shore. Jacob, you're aware that way out there's a squall happening as though something else affected it over there, and its sentience is directed to that moment or that spot. But it's drifting back in this direction again. But it does look as though if the thing can be distracted, if
I know,
things
that's-
can be done to distract
Yeah.
it, distractions might be of benefit.
Do I have a clear shot on an empty spot of the sea that I can just fire an arrow
Oh, you
I
could
don't
fire
care
just
about?
way the heck out there if you wanted to. It's a
Yeah.
matter of how much will that do versus something that might have a more substantive, impact upon it. Larger spellcasting or something. I don't know what.
I mentioned that to Zelen, like, hey, maybe if you want to use your Call Lightning and just start erupting crap over there, it'll distract him from Boris.
That's a good idea.
I'm not in earshot of this conversation.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
they
know.
don't, he's about halfway through getting out of his armor.
Okay.
Do you do something? Are you casting something, or are you just gonna
Your
wait?
Call Lightning will hurt a lot more than me firing arrows into it.
He's halfway through. I'm going to wait till he's out of his armor, and then I'm going to cast lightning.
Why don't you wait until I need a distraction?
That's what I mean.
Because
When
it
you're
might
out
be
of
too
your-
late.
When you're out of your armor, that's when you need the distraction, right? Once you're
Because
out of your armor?
No, if it sees me.
I think that we're going to have a lot of long rests on the way home when we all survive this, so may as well use all your spells if you have them.
I'm trying to find call lightning to see how far
I'm out of
I
my
can-
armor.
You're out of your armor.
I'm
It's only
within 30
120 feet. I can't do it.
We're that far away, aren't we?
You're 150 from me.
We're 100.
Well, crap.
So Boris is now out of his armor. He's just in his
26 on a stealth check.
And,
28 on a stealth check.
I can call Ice Storm.
and you don't have disadvantage. You feel
Correct.
strange, like you feel
Yeah, I'm not
lighter.
jingling
You
the entire time.
just tiptoe, and at 26, moving quite stealthily
Yeah.
down toward it.
What's the range?
So I conjure Mage Hand, have it grasp a hold of the open container, send it out.
I'm firing.
it in.
Okay,
I'm
and
firing with disadvantage, but I'm going to aim for one of the little white things that's out over the lake and see if I can get one of them, smack it, and get it to explode. Maybe that would be a.
Why would you do that? Because
No,
that sets off a
that hits
chain
me.
reaction.
No, he means.
Oh.
I think he meant way past it.
Yeah, I meant like way out, like over
Yeah,
the
and
lake.
one that was way out cascaded all over all of us.
That creates.
I thought that was the
That
like
was pretty close where it
yeah. I thought that was like
cascaded
the
from.
line of the effect was like going, and then once it got closer to us, then the chain was what
What's
reached
the
us.
maximum range of your bow?
600 feet.
That would definitely be a lot further out. It's a matter of how far that cascading effect goes.
Do I see the comet? Do I see the coalition, that swarm
Let
that's
me
out
just
over
see if
there?
it happens to be in the area right now.
I think that swarm's been eaten.
You do not.
All right, then I just aim for water, just try and make a splash as far from the shore as I can.
Way out there. So you're
What
just like
water?
pulling it out
The
a
blackness.
little further, and
Yeah.
then is extremely and
Yeah.
just letting it go. Zelen, anything from you?
Yeah, I'm going to cast, because I can cast Ice Storm 300 feet. So I'm going to cast an Ice Storm as far away as I can.
Now I feel like with your area of effect, you might be a lot more in danger of hitting one of those white things.
Thank you. Do you need to argue against me? Is this a compulsion
Now,
of
if I didn't
yours?
say that out loud and he said that, you'd be like, "Oh crap! I just killed Boris."
All right, so you are dipping the thing down in
Mm-hmm.
as it's in there,
Withdrawing the Mage Hand.
and roll damage there. Roll damage is there because you hit Jacob. You can't miss actually.
Nice.
You could by hitting the ceiling.
Yeah, then I just knock rocks
that's-
loose, and then a gigantic
that's a
boulder
thought.
would land in.
The question is, do you hit one of the dots out on the way? So,
So do you? I think hitting a square is an AC 5. So even rolling with disadvantage, I'd still be, unless one of them's a natural 1. I think
go ahead and twist it up.
neither of them's a natural 1. I got a 19 for the lower one.
So as that hits, you see it. Then
I wasn't aiming for one of the white ones. I was aiming for the ocean. Oh God! All right.
Are you
rolling?
running?
No.
and your ice storm
Yeah.
is going off, and that's 300 feet out.
Yeah.
So
21 on a stealth withdrawing once I've got the container in hand.
and a squall comes up around where that's happening, Jacob, and the arrow passes right through and keeps on going. It does go dunk and hits the thing, and again there's like a swarming happening there as that explodes. You see pseudopods coming up as though they're lashing out to these things that are right above it, but then that ice storm hits out in that area somewhere, and there is just a tremendous cascade of these things going in all directions. What's your damage on your ice storm?
I just see Boris now
15.
running back in slow mo.
15.
It's a creature takes 2d8 bludgeoning and 4d6 cold.
Roll the 4d6. There you go.
I'm sorry,
Nice. Oh wow.
10, 18.
And what was yours, Jacob?
9. Just a single mundane arrow. 9. Ooh. We pissed off the
So
ocean.
there is a
the murmuring sea.
A squall way out there. Boris, you have it.
Nice.
And
And 21 on a stealth to sneak away, I think I said.
yes, and you are under its radar. It's moving away, and it also seems to be completely distracted by a squall out there. And pseudopods are lashing up, 20, 40 feet in the air in that area as damage is being taken in that place. And like a weird kind of sound comes from it. And I need to see if there's a save with this other ability.
You are losing your mind over there.
And in all of that, go ahead and make a charisma saving throw. Boris, I think, be the only person this would be involved in.
Okay.
He's rather charismatic.
Yeah. It's a 6. 19.
3 day to leave.
19?
Yes, sir.
All right. So then, as this thing makes out whatever kind of sounds are coming out of it, that it is, you're hit by that psychic energy of it, and you take 16 points of that screaming psychic damage in your head. But you can hear its voice, like a voice speaking in different languages to you. And as they're saying things, some part of your brain realizes one of its crazy abilities is like a prophecy, that it's actually like predicting something.
It's not just speaking at me, it's speaking about me.
Right. It's like about your own future, as it was suddenly in that moment aware of you as you were moving yourself away with all this cacophony that was happening.
Thanks, guys.
And it says Vidborg and throne. Amid all these other words, like in different languages, you can't even tell what they were exactly. And as you're stumbling back toward them, you're in
I'll retrieve my armor, not just put it on.
Yeah, just like grabbing the major pieces of it and dragging it back up.
Grabbing the lot.
As you're doing that, both Isk and Thovit run down to aid in that and help you with that, bringing that back up. And then you do get yourself back to the position where you are once again to be on the safe line. They're holding your armor. You're holding one of those containers. And the sound of that is still echoing as it dies down into the background. And the murmuring sea begins to return to its regular and normal level.
I don't like it knowing me.
Yeah. And you are aware of that. For all of you, it was as though it was just reacting to insects in the room, swatting at, mosquitoes. But it knows that there's a being named Boris Kirsanov and that he exists. This thing.
That might be bad.
And put those two words, if you recall who Vidborg even was, Sylvain Vidborg.
Vidborg.
And throne came through. Almost as soon as you get back up to that line, Shatask comes back up through the tunnel that opened up into it, and says, "Congratulations. You are now truly sisters, and yet somehow stranger cousins. But you are truly one of us. You must go before the council. Let's return to the city."
Thanks for listening. If you made it this far, then you know what's next. If you don't already, make sure you're following our social medias, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Empire's Edge. Victor has been given carte blanche to respond to your outcries with whatever level of customer service he deems is necessary. If you're listening on Spotify, look out for the polls that we've been posting, because when we say we want your feedback, we mean it, damn it! If you've been waiting to tell your friends about us, why? This makes 76 episodes, so go ahead and let them binge. We are approaching 100 episodes, and if you're curious what we have planned, so am I. And as always, throw your money at us on Subscribestar, and say it with me at subscribestar.com/the-empires-edge.